So privileges extended by EPFO again. I think we have come to the third part, technical part, almost over. So some of the privileges extended by various authorities like PF, ESI, and labor departments. So that is what we are planning to discuss maybe from this slide. You may be aware those establishments which engage less than 100 employees, and out of the total number of employees, if 90% of the employees are drawing less than 15,000 per month, and and if the establishment is covered, registered under the PF Employees Provident Fund Miscellaneous Provisions Act, then the 24% of the contributions, that is 12% of the employees contribution as well as 12% of the employees contribution, it will be borne by the central government for a period of 3 months. Again, it is a kind of relaxation. It's a support extended by the central government, maybe in this difficult times. That is the idea. So it will be for the months of March, April, and May, payable in April, May, and June, right? So that is the idea, but this is the condition. And one more item is the government is now planning to give advance, non-recoverable advance from the PF accumulations of the individual employee for the reason of pandemic disease, and the quantum will be 75% of the total accumulations, or 3 months of wages of the individual employee, whichever is less. So that will be paid if application is made. I think messages are received from EPFO individually. I too received it yesterday through a text message to make application for getting this non-recoverable advance if it is required by the individual employee, and I think they are giving preference to process this application rather than the other applications which are already lying with them for various other reasons to get the advance. So these are all certain items extended by relaxations made by the PF organization during this maybe the lockdown period in order to support the employers. That is the idea. Yeah, we'll move on. And now it is ESI, privileges extended by ESI. Relaxation and time limit again. Of course, we may have to remit the ESI contributions within 15 days after the end of the wage period. So for two periods, that is for 2 months, that is February and March, instead of 15 days, the timeline is extended to 45 days. So for February, normally we have to pay the contributions, remit the contributions before March 15th. But now it is extended up to April 15th. So instead of March 15th, it is April 15th for February. And for March, you can make the payment of ESI contributions before May 15th instead of April 15th. So instead of 15 days, it is made as timeline is extended to 45 days only for 2 months. That is for February and March. And of course, the second one is more a proposal. There's a plan to give a kind of unemployment benefit, which will be equivalent to 50% of the average salary. It will be for a period of 3 months, more in order to support the people who are unemployed. But I think this is just in the proposal stage. It is not yet true. So it is more for information. I have just brought this point. Yeah, we'll move on. Other privileges extended by the government. Of course, this is with respect to the apprentices. If we are engaging apprentices under the Apprentices Act, definitely they will not be able to come for the training during this 21-day period. Of course, they are not expected to. So naturally, there is a possibility that their total training period will get extended at least by another 21 days. So employers are supposed to pay the stipend during this period to apprentices also. That is number one. And in the second point, if you look at under the National Apprenticeship Promotion Scheme, NAPS, the employers can claim the reimbursement, whatever we are getting, they are getting from the authority concerned for this 21-day period payment also. So that is, so these are all the privileges extended as per the Apprentices Act for the employers.